Hello, this is Jam Master Daniel 96, and today I'm going to talk about a theory I have about the cloaked figure from the first Rogue One teaser trailer we got back in the spring. So let's get started. Alright, as you saw in the first Rogue One teaser trailer we got back in April, like that came out like a couple days after the Force Awakens Blu-ray release. There was a cloaked figure kneeling in front of a Bacta tank with the Emperor's royal guards. From the start, I thought maybe it could be the Emperor, which, because his royal guards, the figure looks hooded. And then, kind of like when Ian McDiarmid confirmed that he wasn't going to be in Rogue One, it kind of threw me off that it wouldn't be the Emperor in Rogue One. I thought, he would be like he'd have his Empire Strikes Back screen time amount. But I think it's unlikely that it will be the Emperor as the cloaked figure. Another possibility, which is another unlikely, is going to be probably Darth Vader, but that is what kind of made me think, could it be Darth Vader? But I highly would it be like a hooded figure? I highly doubt it would be Darth Vader because he doesn't wear a hood. I mean that's another unlikely one on the list. And then my last unlikely one, which I don't think is gonna happen, is could it be Darth Maul? I mean, for those who don't know, Darth Maul came back to life in Star Wars The Clone Wars and is in Star Wars Rebels, which I don't think that would be a wise choice because you kind of would create a lot of confusion for people who never watched Star Wars The Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels. I mean, it would be, like the tie in the animation with the live action, how we're getting a Saw Gerrera, who's played by Forrest Whitaker. He first appeared in Star Wars The Clone Wars and made it to the big screen in live action form. I mean, I just don't think Darth Maul appearing in any post episode 1 big screen would work. I mean, you already had him in Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and then kind of my first priority, and probably which is my prediction on how Star Wars Rebels is going to go for Season 3, I think Darth Maul is going to die. I mean, don't bring him back for a Rebels Season 4. So I think you could cross off Darth Maul. And then we're going to go into some 2 likely candidates and 2 surprise candidates. Alright, so my 2 likely candidates is Galen Erso and Jyn Erso. I'm going to discuss Galen first. I think with Galen, I think maybe it could be like his work on the Death Star, like during its construction, like where they probably build the exhaust port of the Death Star, which has been a popular theory that could we see that he's responsible for the exhaust port where Luke shoots down to blow it up in A New Hope. I mean, that would be an interesting tie-in to the movie. And another possibility I think is Jyn, or when I said, Jyn Erso, I think maybe Jyn, because I think her and Cassian are going to go undercover to steal the Death Star plans. So maybe a possibility where she disguises herself as the Emperor. And pretty much is when I said she's going to go undercover with Cassian, is where Cassian dresses up as the Imperial officer and Jyn dresses up in that black Imperial suit, which I think is likely that she's gonna go undercover. Another, and we're gonna go into the other possibilities, which are my ones that could be the big surprise in the movie. One is gonna be Mara Jade and another Inquisitor. So let's start on Mara Jade. Well, Mara Jade, as we all know from the expanded universe, she was the Emperor's hand and later on became the wife of Luke Skywalker. Well, with Mara Jade as the Emperor's hand is what she would be in the timeline, could be maybe the cloaked figure in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and you have the Emperor's Royal Guards, and maybe she works along with Vader and Krennic to help stop the rebels from getting the plans. So maybe her and Vader work together to kill some of our rebel heroes that sacrifice themselves for stealing the plans. Because I think in Rogue One, we are going to have a good amount of our rebel crew, I think, die by Vader, which probably maybe he has Mara Jade working with him, or is one of is the big climactic sacrifice in the movie, which that would be really cool, and it would be one heck of a twist if it was Mara Jade. Mara Jade, popular expanded universe character, along with Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is in Star Wars Rebels Season 3. There's always a bit of truth in legends. And I have a theory of Mara Jade appearing in the new canon, but I didn't give anything about her being in Rogue One, which kind of was just her being in the sequel trilogy and Rebels and other canon material, which maybe the Rogue One, a Star Wars story with her being the cloaked figure, could be a big surprise of her being introduced into the new canon. And if Rey's a Skywalker, that would be one heck of a tie-in from a spin-off movie to one of the saga films, which falls later in the timeline. And let's get to the last possibility, which is my other surprise big reveal in the movie, is maybe it could be an Inquisitor, which you all know from the guys with the double-bladed spinning red lightsabers from the Rebels TV series. And it I have the speculation, kind of falls in the same boat as I just speculated about Mara Jade. Maybe the Inquisitor, as I said, helps Vader defeat our heroes in the movie. Like, as I speculated about Mara Jade working along Vader, maybe this Inquisitor guy or girl works along Vader to stop the rebels from stealing the plans. Meaning Rebels, you had the Grand Inquisitor in Season 1. Season 2, you had the 5th brother and the 7th sister. And then you had the 8th brother in the Season 2 finale. And then you have the 6th brother in the Ahsoka novel. And we have no Inquisitors in Star Wars Rebels Season 3. Maybe if it's Mara Jade or an Inquisitor, maybe they could, have that as a good introduce in Rebels as a Rogue One tie-in. Or, maybe the Inquisitor is like a canon version of Starkiller, which Ezra from Rebels is kind of set out to be Starkiller from The Force Unleashed. Excuse me. Maybe like that or maybe, you know, like it being a Star Killer character, maybe it's Ezra in the movie. Like, you know, there's been speculation like going into season 3, will Ezra turn to the dark side? Or, you know, maybe that's a possibility with or maybe like Ezra becomes an inquisitor, turns to the dark side, becomes an inquisitor, you know. Like, or maybe this inquisitor is like the bad version of Star Killer. I mean, in the Force Unleashed, you could choose a side of being on the light side or the dark side, so maybe that's a possibility. You know, like that Inquisitor, as when I say it falls into kind of Mara Jade appearing in Rogue One's boat. All right, that's all what I said, and tell me what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Catch you guys next time. May the Force be with you.